Well, welcome back to another action-packed week of 42nd Street Pete's Grindhouse Halloween 2025 extravaganza. And before I start, I'm going to address something. I don't know what's going on with this channel. All I know is I put 2 videos up from Cinema Wasteland, and one was first restricted and then removed. The crazy old man segment was, again, fucked with. I don't know what's going on here. All I know is right now I can't read comments. I'm not getting notified or anything like that. And I'm starting to wonder because YouTube, in their infinite wisdom, has AI going on. So I guess I have to watch what words trigger this shit or something. So, to be honest with you, I'm going to look for another venue because, 1, I refuse to be censored, and 2, I don't like what's going on here. Plus, you know, ICE commercials airing on YouTube and shit like that, so no, fuck that shit. So anyway, let's go back to the good old days when things were shown late at night, when a package of, I think it was over 50 movies was picked up from Universal for TV viewing. And, of course, we had The Mummy, the original Mummy with Boris Karloff, which was kind of slow-moving and not really action-packed, but, you know, Boris is Boris, and Boris is really good. So, of course, that was in 1932. I have to have reference material here. So, 8 years later, they decided, hey, maybe we should resurrect the Mummy, but we can't use that Mummy. We'll make another Mummy. We'll call him Kharis. And they had this whole deal where basically an expedition was going into the wilds of Egypt, I guess, or whatever. It was Dick Foran, Wallace Ford, and the Mummy was played by Tom Tyler, and the High Priest was George Zucco. So anyway, there you got the thing set. They're doing a lot of stuff and going around and looking in tombs, and one of the I guess the native people opens a tomb and starts yelling, "Effendi, Effendi," and I'm thinking, what the fuck, did he find a fucking tomb full of handbags or something? But no, they keep saying this Effendi thing. I don't know what the fuck it means. Maybe it means friend or something. I don't fuck know. But anyway, they find Princess Anaka and, of course, Kharis, the Mummy, who is basically played by a cowboy star named Tom Tyler. And, okay, this guy's got a fucked up left arm and a fucked up leg that he drags, and he comes going like this after people. Now, you mean to tell me somebody can't whip that arm behind him, hammerlock him, drop him to his knees, throw him on the ground, and as my old buddy the Iron Sheik would say, fuck him in the ass and humble him. But yeah, that's what we do. But anyway, the Mummy is loose, and the Mummy is going after people, and of course the princess is a female, you know, in there that reminds George Zucco of the princess, and he confronts one of the characters, Babe, played by Wallace Ford, outside, and he shoots Babe, but Babe puts 338 caliber bullets right through the breadbasket, and George rolls down a fucking flight of 100 concrete damn stairs and is dead at the end. So they set the Mummy on fire, and that's the end of that. Well, not really, because they figure, okay, there's sequel potential here. And we can make it cheap because what we're going to do is we're going to do another one called The Mummy's Tomb, and we're going to get an actual fucking name in this one, Lon Chaney Jr., because he's probably under contract and we could use him. So, of course, the way they do this is they pad out this film with 15 minutes of the first film. Now the Mummy has been brought to America and is looking for Princess Anaka, but is also looking for revenge. And George Zucco is remarkably spry for taking 338 caliber bullets in the fucking chest and falling downstairs. He is sending a disciple to go take the Mummy and get revenge, and the disciple is Turhan Bey, who looks like the Exxon Valdez capsized on his head and dumped all the oil in his hair. So he's now brokering the whole Mummy deal, and they go to America, and of course they kill the Dick Foran character, they kill the Wallace Ford character, they're going after members of the family. It's friggin' terrible. But anyway, somehow they get away with this thing, and the Mummy's dead in this one too. But we're not done. We got to come back with the Mummy's ghost, which now the Mummy is on display in Louisiana somewhere. And hey, George is back. But this time he's got John Carradine as a disciple. How fucking cool is that? So now we go on this whole deal where basically they want to resurrect the princess, and when they go break into the museum and they open the princess's coffin, and Kharis is standing there with one eye and everything because he looks better with one eye. So anyway, when they open the casket, all of a sudden the bandages disappear and she is reincarnated in this other woman. Of course, Kharis goes completely batshit, wrecking the museum and killing the curator, but in reality, this is one of those things I found out later on, they forgot to replace the glass with sugar glass, and Cheney hit it and shattered it, and a piece went up and stabbed him in the chin. So if you look real close, you'll see some blood oozing out of the bandages there. So yeah, we're really tweaked at this whole thing, and of course Carradine has to fall in love with the reincarnated whatever, and of course Kharis fucking kills him. And then it has the woman, as he's walking into the swamp, the woman is getting older and older and older, and of course they walk into the quicksand, and bloop, 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 and that's the end of that. Well, not really. We can bring it back and we can squeeze a little bit more life out of this sucker. Of course, with the Mummy's Curse, which opens in Louisiana, and this time, I guess George was busy doing something, so now we got Peter Coe and Martin Koslick in one of his rare non-Nazi roles. I mean, think of it. Think of Martin Koslick and think of a role he played other than this, and I think it was, oh shit, something with Rondo Hatton. Horror House or something? I don't know. But have you ever seen him not play a Nazi? He was even a Nazi in The Flesh Eaters. So anyway, they're draining the swamp, and of course in draining the swamp, we got Kharis back. And this woman is walking through the swamp, and she's obviously the reincarnation of Princess Anaka. And Martin Koslick is an assassin in this. He stabs a lot of fucking people. They got this mausoleum or cathedral or something up in the mountains that nobody does anything, and they wind up there. And of course, Peter Coe is pissed off because the Martin Koslick character has brought a woman up there for the intent to do some nasty shit to her. And then he turns and he kills Peter Coe, and then Kharis basically kills him. There's a big fight, and the thing caves in on top of Kharis, and that was the end of Kharis until Abbott and Costello meet the mummy, and we won't go into that. I'm not saying they're bad films. I'm sort of taking liberties with them because I just watched all four of them and was sort of like, you know, when I was a kid, this was really, you know, hot shit and everything like this, but it's like, you know, the guy's walking like in this, he's going like two, I don't know, just shuffling off there. But it's kind of interesting, too, when you look at the backstory, because supposedly Lon Chaney was half sloshed through this whole thing, and this is the one makeup job he really didn't like. So, you know, it's interesting that this was part of, like I said, the package that was sold at TV. And originally, I think it had popped up on Shock Theater on Channel 7 in the 50s. And then I guess they had trickled the stuff down to Channel WOR Channel 9, which they were doing the late night spots with these. And sometimes, I'm pretty sure I saw these early afternoon when I was a kid. And then, for some reason, they wound up on Channel 4 at half o'clock in the morning on this thing called Festival of Chillers. They pop up there. So they made the rounds, but we're not done with the Universal stuff yet. We'll be back on Wednesday with Frankenstein. So until then, stay safe. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget our buddies Mitch McConnell back here and thefuseboxshow.com and Grindhouse Releasing. And, you know, I wore this shirt for a reason because Paul Bearer Press has resurrected the Smut Peddler shirt, the legendary shirt worn by Mike Ferrani. So check out Paul Bearer Press. They got other things there, a lot of something weird stuff too. So until next time, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Again, above all, stay safe. We'll catch you on the flip side.